When it comes to lawn care, it doesn't matter how much you mow it, how much you fertilize it. The absolute #1 thing for a healthy lawn is water. Especially now that the summer temperatures are finally arriving, it's more important than ever. So in this video, I'm going to show you 3 important tips that will help make watering your lawn more efficient. One of the biggest reasons that lawns have a hard time absorbing water is because they're compacted. Especially if you're over here in a northern climate where we have that hard clay soil. 9 times out of 10, if you haven't aerated, your soil is pretty compacted already. When your soil is compacted, it leads to runoff of the water. So no matter how much you water, if it's not getting absorbed by the soil, then you're just wasting money and resources. The absolute best way to take care of compaction is to aerate your lawn. You can go to your local hardware store and rent an aerator. You could do it yourself, but me personally, what I recommend is just hire it out by one of your landscape professionals. I know around here they usually charge $50 to do my front lawn, so it's really not that expensive and you'll be saving yourself a lot of time and hard work. But I get it, sometimes aeration might be out of the question. So in this situation, we're going to apply a wetting agent to the soil. And what this is going to do, it's going to break the surface tension. So anytime that it rains, the soil will be able to soak in that water a lot better. So I'm going to use this concentrated mix right here. This is a liquid aeration product. The way liquid aeration works is you apply it to your lawn and it relieves the tension of the water. So anytime that you water your lawn or it rains, it starts to absorb it like a sponge. Yeah, I really like mixing up my own cocktails. You know, it's easy to get it in a bottle, but whenever you got to mix it up yourself and weigh it out, there's just something more tactile about the experience. Alright, so now that we applied our wetting agent, what we're going to do is apply this stuff right here, which is Hydrophobic. And what this is it's a root zone moisture manager. Not to be confused with how the wetting agent works like the previous application. What this does is it literally pulls water out of the air to feed the roots of your grass. I know what you're thinking, it's too good to be true. How could something like this work? But honestly, it works pretty darn good. If you take a look at the Lawn Whisperer's channel, you could see where he took the granular version, put it in a petri dish, did like an extended time lapse of it, and it literally, you could see it sucking the water out of the air. So I'm a firm believer in the Hydrophobic. So a couple of things to note about the Hydrophobic. Whenever you apply it, you want to make sure that the grass is fully saturated with water. In this case, we just applied the wetting agent, so it's nice and wet so it could absorb it fully. Alright guys, when it comes to watering your lawn, the most important thing is being efficient at it. So one of the ways that I like to do that is use a DIY build using something called an MP rotator, which is a nozzle that's made by Hunter Industries. This is my friend right here, Kevin. He's actually a national sales manager for Hunter. And he's going to talk a little bit about this spray nozzle that does everything from slow watering to it performs in the wind and all sorts of cool stuff. Can you share a little bit of that?
Yeah, absolutely. So now, in order to really appreciate the MP rotator, we have to have some comparative data, right? And the way we've irrigated for many years in short radius is what we call spray nozzle. Everybody's seen them, they pop up, they lay down a lot of water really quick, and they're easily distorted by the wind. And so there was a lot of room for improvement, if you will. In the MP rotator, what it does is it lays down water at a rate that the ground can absorb. So if we lay down water faster then the ground can absorb, it's like a controlled flood. It's going to go into the street, it's going to go down the sewer, it's not going to go to the root zone structure, it's going to evaporate into the air. Average infiltration rate for soil is about a ½ inch per hour. The MP rotator lays down water at 0.4 of an inch per hour. So we're actually laying down water slower than the ground can absorb it, which is best case scenario for conserving the precious natural resource, but yet keeping your grass nice and green.
Which is exactly what we were talking about earlier, you know. We were trying to prevent runoffs, and the way that we were doing that was by putting down some wetting agents.
Sure.
And the simple fact that we applied those and the soil could absorb it better, that combined with the slow application rate of the MP rotator, I mean, that's just going to lead to a much healthier lawn.
No question. The other component that does factor in is what we call efficiency, right? And the efficiency is how evenly we're laying down that water. Compared to a traditional spray nozzle, the MP rotator is 30% more efficient in the evenness of how it actually lays down water, which is a big deal. The final one, it's more of an aesthetic thing. People like the way they look. They call them the dancing nozzles. You know, at the Battistoni house, everybody likes the dancing nozzles, you know,
Yeah.
so that's what we go with. So if you're looking for the most efficient product to lay down water and keep your yard green, you reach where grandma keeps the cookies, and that's the top shelf, and you will find the MP rotator.
And what's awesome about these MP rotators, not only do people have to use them who have irrigation systems installed in their house, but you can also make DIY builds where you can build these yourself and use them and plug them along your yard so you can get that efficient watering. You told me that you guys just came out with this, right?
So we came out with a product called the MP stake.
Yeah.
Don't have any here for you to show. Maybe we can do that on a follow-up at some point in time. But the MP stake is specifically designed where you don't have a permanent irrigation system, but you do have a desire to lay down some irrigation and you want to do it efficiently with the MP. So it's a rig similar to this that's specifically designed for the MP.
Yeah, and if you guys take a look at any of the DIY irrigation builds on YouTube, you'll see that this is the gold standard when it comes to spray nozzles.
Well put.
This is not just something that, you know, we're talking about now.
Short radius irrigation, this is the gold standard. You put it perfectly.
Nice.
There's no question about it.
Yeah, I want to thank Kevin for stopping by. He was an awesome guest. I appreciate you shedding some light on this.
My pleasure.
And we'll be talking soon.
Absolutely. Yeah, we look forward to working together, and hopefully you guys found some value out of the information we shared with you today.
But hey, I really appreciate Kevin stopping by and shedding some light on those nozzles. I really appreciate you guys too for stopping by. Thank you so much. If you guys found any value in this content, don't forget to hit that like button. And with that, this is George from Princess Cut. Peace.